Hello, it is Tuesday, it is 12:30 and hopefully that means I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram because it's time for another episode of First Chapter Fun. So let me just do the technical checks. Hi Hank, I see Hank is on Instagram, so I'm definitely live there. I'm going to try make sure that I'm live on Facebook. Let me see. Yes, I see myself. Hurrah. And let's see if I get to see the comments on Facebook or if I have to fiddle around with that. So welcome. It is Tuesday. Let me just move that up. It is Tuesday. It is 12:30 p.m. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30 p.m., myself, Hannah Mary McKinnon, and my partner in fictional crime, Hank Philip Ryan, we read the first chapter of a new and different book, or of a new to you book, every week, twice a week at 12:30 on Instagram, on my phone, and on Facebook via my webcam. So hopefully the tech gremlins, I'm going to close this tab down, the tech gremlins are leaving us alone. Shh, maybe if we whisper really quietly they won't find us. But I see the comments on Facebook and I see the comments on Instagram and I see tons of people joining. So thank you very, very much. I see Tracy Clark on Instagram. I see Lilia and Katie and Deborah and Judy and Hank, of course, and Carla and Grace and Judy Rose and T. And wow, my goodness, I could spend the whole half hour saying hello to everyone. I see Kathleen Fox, who posted a lovely blog post yesterday. I shared it into the Facebook group as well, talking about First Chapter Fun, which was delightful. Thank you, Kathleen, very much for that. I see Jen Jumba and Anne and Tori. So many people are joining. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you very, very much. So if this is your first time joining First Chapter Fun, this is episode 144. That's right, it started a year ago and we had a big anniversary celebration last week on Facebook, and we had a chat. Hank and we did one of our joint chats where we were both on the screen on Wednesday evening. So I hope you joined in the fun. If you missed it, don't worry, you're here now. Make sure that if you're on Facebook, make sure that you join the Facebook group. If you're on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram too, because we always broadcast on two separate places. And we have some stuff going on. We have some new things, some updates. So for example, I'm going to show you, we have a new logo. Ignore the bottom banner. I wasn't able to, in my rush, I thought I should really show the logo. And here it is. So First Chapter Fun with Hannah and Hank. And the book, of course, kind of a yellow goldy book, I guess. That's our new logo. So that's been going on. There are other things going on in the background. But if you did join the celebration last week, and if you won a book, because there were, I think we tallied 57 giveaways or something crazy on Facebook, because the authors posted them directly, which is why that didn't happen on Instagram. It was in the Facebook group. Another reason to join if you're not in there already. There were 57 giveaways, I think, on Wednesday. It was an absolute mad, in the best possible way, day. It was brilliant. So another huge thank you to all of the authors and publishers who did giveaways, who held giveaways, offered giveaways, and to everybody for joining in the fun and leaving comments and sharing that day with Hank and myself, because this has been going on for a year, much like the pandemic. And the pandemic, we should not mention, because this is our lovely bubble of get away from the pandemic. But I have to say that without said pandemic, First Chapter Fun wouldn't have happened. So it's one of the good things for me to actually have come out of the pandemic. So thank you to everyone for being here and supporting First Chapter Fun and watching our videos and joining in. It really is a pleasure for us to bring you these books twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 p.m. So a couple of things. If I get cut off, if those pesky tech gremlins decide to rear their ugly heads, depending at what point I get cut off, hopefully it'll remain stable, I'll go back into the platform that booted me out and start again, or we will simply upload the video once we're done, because if it's close to the end, then it doesn't really matter. So we have lots of comments. Nice logo. Oh, the logo seems to be going over well. That's brilliant. I love that. Thank you. Lots of comments. T says, oh, bummer that I missed it. Stupid work. I know, work really does get in the way of things, doesn't it? Don't worry, I'm sure we'll have other giveaways. We often have giveaways for the books we read, depending on the author and the publisher and whether that works or not. So you never know if you're going to be surprised with a giveaway or not on a Tuesday or a Thursday, so you have to tune in. And we have Lilia who says, first chapter fun is a silver lining of the pandemic. Well, it's great for Hank and myself as well to be here and be able to just, bring you books and talk about books and interact with you. I know we can't see each other, but we do read all of the comments. We really do. So it's always so much fun to see people joining and joining in. Oops, speaking of, I just did something on my phone and now, there we go. So what do we have for you today? Well, we have something a little bit different. I don't think we've had a YA before. So YA is young adult. Young adult, kind of a funny category because there's younger young adult and then older young adult. So younger young adult would be above middle grade, so maybe 13 to 15-ish, and then older YA would be 16, 17, 18-ish. But of course you have crossover books, and I think the one that we're going to be reading for you today, She's Too Pretty to Burn by Wendy Heard. Look at that cover. Isn't that amazing? I love that cover. Let me get a bit closer. Isn't that beautiful? So She's Too Pretty to Burn is a young adult book, but it's also not a young adult book because it's one of those crossover ones. I read it and I don't think it read as a teenage angsty YA book, which some people might think they are. They're not. This is a thriller, and it just happens to be that the protagonists are a little bit younger. And it is so good and it is so intriguing. And that cover, man, and the title, She's Too Pretty to Burn. So this is by Wendy Heard and it publishes next week. And of course, you can already pre-order it now. Not right now, but once I'm done the reading. So, oh my goodness, I thought I'd left my glasses. I hadn't, I got them here. Now this is not the first time that I'm reading for Wendy. We had Wendy on First Chapter Fun back in April last year, on April 24th, and it was episode 39, because way back when, that was when I was crazy and read every day, doing hair and makeup every day. But I read The Kill Club for Wendy on First Chapter Fun, and not right now, once we're done with the broadcast, you can find, as all of the episodes that we have aired, so 143 of them up to today, you will find them in different places. One, on Instagram at First Chapter Fun in our IGTV. You can scroll down, you'll see the graphics that we have, you can see the author and the book, dead easy to find. Two, you can go to Facebook, to our Facebook group at First Chapter Fun, and ask to become a member. No problem, I'm sure we'll let you in. And in that case, you have two places in Facebook. You can either go to media videos and scroll through, or we have three ways. You could scroll through the feed, but that would be really tedious. Or you can go to the announcements posts, and there's one post in there that we update after every episode, and we have the name of the author, the name of the book, the date it was read, and also a link to it directly. So there's plenty of ways to figure out what we have read and when, and you can watch all 143 episodes if you wish. I mean, please do. That would be fantastic. And you can see how it evolved. Go back to the first episode and see how, unnerved I was by what I was doing, and a bit awkward maybe, but anyway, that is where you will find them. So nothing is ever lost. You will always have all of our episodes. The only thing that disappears, fix it Instagram, is any comments during a live reading, during an Instagram live. They disappear once you move it to IGTV. I don't know why. And I haven't been able to figure out how to save them. So if anyone knows if that has changed, please let me know, because it is tedious and it is a shame. So back to the book. She's Too Pretty to Burn. And Helene says, would this YA be good for my 15-year-old daughter? Not knowing your 15-year-old daughter, that's a difficult question to answer, but I would definitely check it out. So here we go. Let me tell you about Wendy, who is just brilliant. So let me tell you about Wendy Heard. Wendy Heard is the author of 2 adult thrillers, The Kill Club and Hunting Annabelle, which Kirkus Reviews praised as a diabolically plotted creep show from a writer to watch. Definitely agree with that. She's Too Pretty to Burn, which Kirkus called a wild and satisfying romp in a starred review, no less, marks her YA debut, and YA is young adult. Wendy is a member of Sisters in Crime, International Thriller Writers and Mystery Writers of America, is a contributor at crimereads.com and co-hosts the Unlikable Female Characters podcast. I was on that podcast when it first started and it was a hoot. Wendy lives in Los Angeles, California, and She's Too Pretty to Burn has been mentioned, hailed as a YA book of the spring, in none other than Oprah, Cosmo, and Pop Sugar. So definitely this one is on a lot of people's radars, if I could say that properly, and it should be on yours too. So let me see a couple of the comments. I'm trying to scroll through the comments and look at what and think of what I had a conversation with Hank the other day, and I was trying to talk and scroll on my phone to find something and do something else, and I couldn't, words were not making sense anymore. I can do 2 things at once, maybe, but 3, I can't do that. So let me read the back cover copy of She's Too Pretty to Burn. The summer is winding down in San Diego. Veronica is bored, caustically charismatic, and uninspired in her photography. Nico is insatiable, subversive, and obsessed with chaotic performance art. They're artists first, best friends second, but that was before Mick. Delicate, lonely, magnetic Mick. The perfect subject, and Veronica's dream girl. The days are long and hot, full of adventure, and soon they are falling in love. Falling so hard they never imagine what comes next. 1 fire, 2 murders, 3 drowning bodies. 1 suspect, 1 stalker. This is a summer they won't survive. Inspired by the picture of Dorian Gray, this sexy psychological thriller explores the intersections of love, art, danger, and power. Doesn't that sound great? Publishes next week on March 30th. And you can connect with Wendy. She is not on Facebook, but you can connect with her on Instagram and Twitter, Wendy D. Heard. And her author website is Wendy Heard. So make sure, not right now, but afterwards, you go and connect with her and check out her other books. Highly recommend, I have to take this off again, I can't see you, it's all blurry. Highly recommend The Kill Club. That is one of these books that you're just turning the pages and you're basically not breathing anymore because you need to figure out what's going to happen or find out what's going to happen. And Hunting Annabelle as well. Wendy is extraordinary in building up tension and pacing, and her books are fantastic. You can't go wrong. So let me read you chapter 1. I might give you chapter 2. Let's see, shall we? Okay, here we go. This is She's Too Pretty to Burn by Wendy Heard. Chapter 1. Veronica. The desert sky is hot and bright. Birds flit back and forth, oblivious to the smell of my blood as it soaks the dirt and rocks. Woozy thoughts snake through my brain. Why did I never notice how many different birds there are? I bet Mick notices. She sees all the quiet, important things. A new wave of pain rampages through me. I think I'm going to black out, but an image seizes me, high above on the cliff, a silhouette, a thin, slinky shape. Someone is standing there, looking down at me. He's watching me die. Chapter 2. 10 days earlier, Mick. Coach Morris blows her whistle, signalling the end of practice. The team swims to the edge of the pool. Liz, beside me, says, "Are you going home to get ready?" she asks. "I'll just shower here. My mum's picking me up for that dinner thing, remember?" I wriggle up onto the concrete deck, which is hot even though the sun is going down. Liz pops up next to me, and we walk to the bench where we left our towels. "I can't wait," she bubbles. She's looking forward to tonight's party, a feeling that I cannot relate to. "Who's driving us again?" I ask, drying my face. Liz pulls her swim cap off and her thick, wavy brown hair tumbles around her shoulders. "Those girls I met from Bonita. We'll pick you up after dinner." Internally, I shudder. She reads my expression. "Don't be weird tonight." "I won't. I'm serious." "I'll keep a smile plastered onto my face," I demonstrate, baring my teeth like I'm at the dentist. "I can't, She looks up at the darkening sky as though she's searching it for the right words. "I can't be your only person. You have to get out there. When was the last time you made a new friend?" I shrug, stung. This is part of a larger conversation I really don't feel like having right now. She sighs and heads for the locker room, leaving me behind. I follow, my shoulders heavy. We used to have our own two-person parties, sleeping over at each other's house every weekend. Now I feel like an intruder into this new and exciting social life she's organised for herself. My steps slow, and I stop to look at the sunset glowing red-orange behind the palm trees. I wish I were at the beach right now, or hiking through the forest. I'd rather be doing anything other than what I have planned for tonight. A huge Cooper's hawk glides down and settles onto a telephone pole, disrupting a cloud of blackbirds. They scatter, twittering into the blood and fire sky. The echoed birdsong sends a chill through me, but I don't know why. I feel my mum's exasperated eyes on me as I walk across the parking lot under the fluorescent overhead lights towards her leased Nissan Altima. When I get in, she says, "You couldn't have worn something nicer." I look down at my jeans and white t-shirt. "I'm going out with Liz after this. I didn't want to be too dressed up." "You're going to a party!" "Don't remind me." "You have incredible legs. You should wear a skirt or some shorts or a crop top. Show off those abs. It's such a waste." "Mum, stop, please." She digs around in her purse and extracts a cosmetics bag. "At least put on some makeup." She dumps the bag in my lap and pulls out of the parking lot onto the street. I hate it when she says things like this. How is my own private human body a waste? It's not worth fighting about. So I click on the dome light, flip down the sun visor and start applying mascara. "Why do you care what I wear for dinner anyway? Where are we going?" "We're meeting Andrew." "Your agent? Why?" I put the makeup away. "He just wants to talk. Don't forget your eyebrows. They're super blonde right now from the sun. You should go all the way blonde with your hair." "Like you," I want to say. She's been trying to get me to bleach my hair since it darkened to light brown in middle school. It doesn't matter. I only have one more year here. I'm working hard on swimming. I want to get a scholarship and go somewhere far away, far enough that I can barely make it home for Christmas. I've already been scouted for a school in New Hampshire. I don't even know if it's a good school, but it's far, and that's what matters. I fill in my 2 blonde eyebrows. She pulls up to a red light and looks me over. "Your lips look dry. Use some of my lip gloss. It's in the side pocket of my purse." "Ugh!" I groan, frustrated and hangry. I pull random crap out of the pocket, a bow tie from her catering job, a server's folio full of receipts, a wine key, a pair of earrings, and yank the lip gloss out. Don't even start with me, Michaela, and you better put all that stuff back in there. I glare at her profile, return everything to her purse and check my phone. No new texts. I don't know what I'm hoping for. It's not like Liz is going to cancel or say she'd rather stay in. Anxiety sits like a cannonball in my gut. I wish I could find a way out of this party. It sounds like it's going to be a bunch of rich kids drinking beer and... Why are you staring at your phone like that? My mum asks, half laughing. It's a blank screen. Are you trying to make someone text you with telekinesis? She slides into a parking spot. We're at the restaurant. I hadn't noticed. I feel myself flush. I was just spacing out. I shove it back in my purse and get out, slamming the car door behind me. The evening air is close and hot, and I suddenly can't remember if I put on deodorant. We approach the restaurant. It's a California Italian place my mum likes for their low-calorie salads. The swinging brass and glass door opens and Andrew steps out. "Look at you gorgeous girls!" My mum beams. She's wearing what I call her Real Housewives outfit. Designer jeans, flowy boob shirt and the fake diamond engagement rings she bought so people will think she's married to a rich guy. Andrew is a good-looking man, a decade younger than my mum, with light brown hair and a fake tan. He seems shinier than most people, like he's been buffed and polished. I fade into the background as she gives him a pair of cheek kisses, and he gushes more about how pretty she is. He turns his attention to me after a minute and says the obligatory "look how beautiful and grown up your daughter is" things, and then a hostess my age is leading us to a table in the middle of the room. The air conditioning is strong, bringing goosebumps up on my arms. Andrew sits to my left and my mum sits to my right. When the waitress comes, I order an iced tea and pray they bring the bread soon. I'm starving. A small votive candle sits in the middle of the table. I find myself transfixed by the dancing flame, and I reach out and dip my fingertip in the melted wax. I bring it to my nose and sniff. Vanilla. As my mum and Andrew chat, I make a little wax finger glove, then melt it in the flame. The fire bites at my skin, and I like the little stings of heat. With our food ordered and cocktails in front of my mum and Andrew, they exchange a meaningful look. Andrew says, "Let's toast to the two of you." He lifts his glass. My mum beams and clinks her wine glass against his tumbler. I'm not sure what we're toasting. Andrew says, "Do you want me to tell her, or do you?" She grins and says, "You tell her." "Tell me what?" I ask, suspicious. He says, "So, as you know, your mother has been doing work for Sunbrella for years." Of course I know what he's talking about. My mum never shuts up when she lands a modelling job, and she's been getting steady work from Sunbrella for 2 years. They always take pictures of her sitting on decks drinking things out of tall glasses. "Yes, I'm aware," I reply. "And you know your mum is the most beautiful woman on my list." "Stop it," she protests, but she loves it. "She doesn't look a day over 30, he continues. She bats her eyelashes. "Okay, fine. Go on." This whole conversation is making me want to crawl inside my own skin and die. I pull the candle closer to me and stick my fingertip into the wax again. "So, anyway," Andrew says, "your mum's success with Sunbrella has drawn the interest of Inner You, an interior design company in La Jolla." "Very upscale," my mum interjects. "But what they want is a mother-daughter shoot. They had a list of girls in mind to cast with your mum, but we showed them your picture, and they were so jazzed about the idea of an actual mother-daughter team that they ate it up on the spot. Picture this." He holds his hands up like he's visualising the advertisement. "Poolside, 2 California girls enjoying their infinity pool. I'm thinking a boho-inspired string bikini on Mick and something with a deep V on Mum." He grins like this is the best news he's ever delivered. I freeze. Inside and out, I am frozen. The fire chomps on my finger. I've let it drift right into the flame. I yank it back, knocking the candle over. Are you kidding me? I say, shaking my hand out. I look at my mum. Her face tells me she is not kidding. This has to be a joke, though, because you know there's nothing on earth that is getting me into a bikini and in front of a camera. The waiter arrives with a basket of bread. He sets it on the table with a stack of small plates. How's everything? He purrs. We're still doing good over here? You need any refills? We stare at him in silence. At last, Andrew says, "Oh, we're fine." Okay. The waiter sees the candle sideways in a puddle of hardening wax and takes it away with him. My mum takes a deep breath and blinks at me. This means she's trying to be patient because we're in public. This is a paying job, Michaela. Mum, no. To Andrew, I say, I can't do this. You don't understand. It's physically impossible for me to do this. Andrew's tone is warm and comforting. You don't have to worry about anything. These are professional photographers. They know how to make you look good. I promise you're in excellent hands. You don't understand. This isn't me. He pats my hand. Forget the boho bikini. We'll find something sporty, andro chic, maybe boy shorts or something with a racer back. I'm not asking for the gay version, I snap, pulling my hand away, fighting the urge to flip the table and fling dishes at the wall. I'm telling you no. I'm an athlete. I don't train 6 days a week to prance around in an andro bikini, whatever the hell that is. My mum's cheeks go bright pink under the spray tan and foundation. She gets up and sets her napkin down by her plate, fake diamonds glittering. Excuse us, she says to Andrew. She grabs my arm and lifts me from the chair. She's not strong enough to do it for real, but my other option is to go full UFC with her in the middle of the restaurant. So I grab my purse and I let her pull me away. That was She's Too Pretty to Burn. Well, not all of it, obviously. Part of She's Too Pretty to Burn, first chapter, by Wendy Heard. Such a fantastic cover and a brilliant book that I urge you to check out, along with Wendy's other books that I mentioned off the top, The Kill Club and Hunting Annabelle. If you like thrillers, you can't go wrong with any of those three. And She's Too Pretty to Burn, I'm going to show you the cover again because it's so brilliant, publishes next week, but you can pre-order it now. And Hank says, Oprah, Cosmo and Pop Sugar. Yes, yes, She's Too Pretty to Burn was mentioned in all of those, lauded in all of those. Lee says, this sounds like my kind of book. Sherry says, wow, sounds so great. And Carrie says, love, art, danger and power. That's exactly right. And the characters you find when you read it, the mum and the daughter dynamic, and then the dynamic between Mick and Veronica and Nico, these two young women and this young man, is so powerful and it's so intriguing. And it's very, very, very gripping. Definitely, definitely put this one on your radar. She's Too Pretty to Burn. And I couldn't just read you the first chapter because you would have said, what? So of course I had to give you another one. So we're coming up almost to our half hour. Let me very quickly, not too quickly, tell you about Thursday's book, because we will be back on Thursday for Hide in Place by Amelia Neymark. Now, this is another thriller. It's a debut of a series, and if you like stories about undercover cops, potentially missing children, and you like series, with an undercover cop, then this is going to be for you. So this will be Thursday's book. And where will we be? We will be on First Chapter Fun right here on Instagram and on Facebook. So I really, really hope that you will join us then. Valerie on Instagram says, brilliant dialogue and reversal of what you'd expect. Yes, I agree. Diane says, adding to the list. And Robin says, I love the mum-daughter exchange. And High Society Book Reviews says, Hannah has such an amazing voice, such a wonderful narrator. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. We aim to please at first chapter fun. So let me show you today's book again. The gorgeous She's Too Pretty to Burn. I hope you can see that. Yeah, that shows up pretty well. Such a brilliant cover. I think I gasped when I saw that cover when Wendy sent it to me, because it is so beautiful. And Hide in Place will be Thursday's book. So I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, our little half hour of book fun. And I hope that we will see you again on Thursday at 12:30 p.m. And until then, as always, you know what's coming. Please stay safe, stay kind, and we will see you on Thursday. Thank you for watching.